World. It's awesome. WAGSY'S World. WAGSY'S World. Have some fun. WAGSY'S World. WAGSY'S World. Like and subscribe.
Hi everyone, I'm WAGSY. Welcome to WAGSY'S World. Hey, today's subject is what makes the band the Eagles great. And thankfully, I'm not standing on the corner of Winslow, Arizona today, but I just can't hide my lion eyes. Hey, stay till the end of the video. I've got the top 5 tequilas under $100. Now these are sipping tequilas. And I'm also going to give you some little known facts about the Eagles. And remember, please like, subscribe, ring the bell. I would greatly appreciate it. And here we go with the Great Eagles. The band was formed in Los Angeles in 1971. And they were the backup band for Linda Ronstadt just prior to them going out on their own. Now, who we have in their original lineup? Don Henley on drums, vocals. He's from Texas. Glenn Frey on guitars and vocals from Michigan. Bernie Leadon on guitars from Los Angeles. And Randy Meisner playing the bass and singing those high, very high vocals. So this band had a lot of experience. You know, these guys were in bands like the Flying Burrito Brothers, Linda Ronstadt that I mentioned, Ricky Nelson, and they were prime musicians and great vocalists, all the members. Now David Geffen signed them, and then he sent them to Colorado to develop themselves as a band. Then when they came back to LA, they started at the Troubadour. That's where they became really good friends with Steve Martin, by the way, just a little side plot. Now the name the Eagles, they got from being in the Mojave Desert and having a lot of tequila and peyote, and they came up with, hey, let's be the Eagles. So that's where that came from. They had their debut album in 1972, and that's where everyone took notice of the awesome harmonies and then the country rock flavor that they had. Fry's next door neighbor was Jackson Browne, and together they wrote the first hit for the Eagles, Take It Easy. Now Don Felder, the guitarist, joined the band in 1974 because they were looking for a harder edge in their music. They were in the Cal Jam Festival in 1974, and that was a huge break for them. They also got the cover of Rolling Stone in 1975, so things are starting to snowball for this band. Joe Walsh replaced Leadon in 1975 as a second guitarist, and they did that to continue on having a harder edge sound. In 77, Timothy B. Schmidt took over bass playing and singing for Meisner. Now the story is, of course, they broke up in 1980. And Don Henley said, they asked him, when are you going to get back together? And then Henley replied, when hell freezes over. Now, when they did get back together in 1994, Glenn Frey said, oh, we just took a 14-year vacation. Let's talk about their records and awards. How about this? 7 albums, 18 top 40 hits, 5 number 10 top 10 singles, 6 number 1 albums, 250 million in album sales. Now Hotel California sold 32 million alone, and their greatest hits, their first greatest hits album, sold 38 million. And I believe to this date, that's the biggest selling live album by any artist. They are one of the best selling groups of all time. Grammys, they're 6 of 18 nominations. That's quite a few nominations. They're in the Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they're in the Vocal Hall of Fame, which I think is cool and very deserving. Now the critics and the Eagles in general are a love and hate relationship. People either love them or hate them. Critics thought they were too easygoing and not enough edge for the East Coast listeners. But they did admit that they played their instruments and sang very well. But they just didn't have enough edge in rock for the current time. Now, why do I think the Eagles are great? Well, I remember buying all of their albums. And for me, their amazing harmonies and their great catchy hooks in their songs is what sold me that they were great. You know, even during the breakup, which that 14-year breakup, Don Henley, Glenn Frey, and Joe Walsh all had very successful solo careers and albums. So it proves that there was a hunger for their type of music from the public. I saw the Eagles in 2014, about a year and a half before Glenn Frey passed away. Their harmonies were unbelievable. These were guys in their 60s, and I've been to a lot of concerts and a lot of talented singers, but the vocals were the best I had ever heard. And again, gentlemen in their 60s, so probably past their prime, but the scene was impeccable. I feel that they're the standard of the LA sound. They helped create it, or some people call it Cal Light Rock. And then it's amazing because once they established that sound, many great artists and new artists followed that type of sound, the LA sound. Okay, let's get into some little known facts about the Eagles. Number one, the original title of the song Hotel California was Mexican Reggae. And number two, 1994, their 1994 tour, the Hell Freezes Over tour, they were the first band to sell tickets for over $100 per seat. That's when that trend started. I don't know if it's that good for us, but they did begin that. A number three fact. Life in the Fast Lane was a song about, in the 70s, them being in a car with their 70s drug dealer, and he was driving 90 miles an hour. They begged him to stop. They said it was scary and exciting at the same time. Also, another fact, the Eagles played Rolling Stone magazine, their members versus their members. They played them in a softball game in 1978. The Eagles won 15-8. And I believe it was they were trying to get more accessible to reporters. That's why the Eagles did it. And then lastly, a very famous Hollywood producer that did Taxi Drivers and other big movies wanted to make a movie about the subject matter and the lyrics of the song Hotel California. It never went through, but there was a big desire to make a movie based on the happenings in the song Hotel California. Now, in honor of Tequila Sunrise, the song Tequila Sunrise by the Eagles, I'm going to give you some tequilas that are all under $100, some of them $40 or $50, that are excellent. The first one, Herradura Ultra Cristallo Añejo. Well, that's a long title, but that one's great. Casa Amigos Reposado, another one. Don Julio number 70 Añejo. And Patron Extra Añejo. And finally, the last one, Milagro Barrel Reserve. So there's 5 for you to try on a special occasion. Everyone, thank you very much for tuning in, checking us out. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.
WAGSY'S World, it's awesome. WAGSY'S World, have some fun.